Owning a home more affordable than renting? Tune in for more. All right, so here's a deep dive that I did for one of my clients trying to really decide whether or not renting a home was more advantageous than buying a home here in our Denver Boulder real estate market. Here are some assumptions in which that I'm currently making for this particular client. One, he's currently renting a 2 bedroom, 1 bath house, and that's going to cost him roughly about $1,400 a month in rent. And a similar price property was going to be about $300,000 for somewhere in and around the greater Denver Boulder area. Also, two current interest rates at a 3% note for the two respective down payments, 3 and 5%, were 3 and 2.875 respectively, and then made some assumptions based upon what the lender was telling me for private mortgage insurance. Again, private mortgage insurance is what is required unless you have 20% down to put as a down payment. Made some assumptions both in regards to taxes and the average HOA payment being about $250 a month. So here what we did is in the handy dandy spreadsheet is to factor in what the amortization schedule was going to look like. We factored in how much 3, 5, and 7 years worth of payments was going to look like. We analyzed how much the equity was going to be at that point in time. We also were factoring in a cost of sale on this particular situation to identify, again, how much equity he had after that time period, 3, 5, and 7 years, as well as to try to figure out what a rate of return was looking like. Again, some of the additional assumptions that we made is that he's currently paying $1,400 a month in rent. He's roughly getting a 1% increase as far as his landlord charging him an increase in rent. And this is what he was looking like as far as his overall rent payments. So what were some of our findings? First, it does cost more to own a home than it does to rent one here in the state of Colorado. But if you remember, one of our keys was that buying a home creates a forced savings account to where you are going to be able to create equity over the long term. And as we can see, 3 and 5 and 7 years are all creating an equity position in the house, even forecasting selling the home shortly thereafter. We can also say, based upon the amount of money in which that he was spending in rent, what was he looking to actually save as far as a rate of return? And this is assuming, again, 0% appreciation. If we start turning this number up even just by 1%, that's 1% per year forecasting over this time period. The appreciation rate as of late here in our greater Denver Boulder real estate market has been significantly higher than this. So even just making a safe 3% per year annual price appreciation, the numbers start to get astronomical as far as renting a house versus buying, that being buying is significantly better. Again, these are all formulas, it's all a spreadsheet, but what we're trying to show you here is the very main key of 2 points. One, typically buying a home is going to cost you a little bit more than it would be to actually rent it. And point number 2 is that by buying a house, it creates a forced savings account that over time will allow you to create equity in the home, even if you assume a worst case scenario to where the home is not appreciating at all. So friends, as you can see, I really do love Excel. I really do love numbers, but the main key for you to understand is first, renting a house here locally is going to be cheaper. And typically, depending upon your need, it's going to be a couple $100 as that particular scenario was outlined. But by owning a house, you create a forced savings account that is going to allow you to build equity over time and ultimately long-term wealth. Also, too, with the low interest rate environment that we're in right now, it is why it is pivotal for you to be thinking about buying a home, because we just don't know how long this environment is going to last for us. And that is part of the reason why buying now is, over the long term, more affordable than renting. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you've got a specific real estate question or need, drop it into the comment section below. We will definitely answer your question. You want more reading information on this particular subject, we've provided a link for you that goes to our blog post that highlights this information in more detail. And then, as always, please subscribe to our channel. Let us know that you appreciate the information we're putting out there, as well as making sure that you're in the know with all the relevant, useful real estate information that we're putting out here for the local Denver Boulder real estate market. Until next time.